competitions that actually exist. Number 12, the Beard and Mustache Championship. The origin of this strange competition dates back all the way to the early 1990s. It seems that the history of this sport comes with a side of controversy, as some say that an Italian group started it all. However, it seems that the competition originates in a small village in the Black Forest of Germany. Taking place every 1 to 2 years since it came to America in 2003, the championship takes place in different cities in different countries, where contestants come to show off their grooming skills and their wacky beard creation. Number 11, the Worm Charming Competition. For those of you who don't know what worm charming is, it's basically just a method of collecting worms for fishing. It also happens to be a widely competitive sport. It's even described as being a rare skill and profession that's been passed down from generation to generation to ensure the art survives. For those that compete, the goal is to be the collector who gathers the most worms. The world record for worm charming happens to be held by a 10-year-old girl named Sophie Smith from Williston, England, who collected 567 worms. Number 10, the shin kicking competition. This sport is also referred to as hacking or purring, and is exactly what the title suggests. People kick each other in the shins. To be precise, the object of the game is to kick your opponent in the shins hard enough to force them down to the ground, while you both hold on to each other's collars. The player who's had enough will yell out "sufficient" in order to stop the match. 2 out of 3 matches must be won to be declared the victor. Surprisingly, this combat sport has been around since the early 17th century. If you can believe it, it was a popular pastime event among Cornish miners. Number 9, the Mud Belly Flop Competition. This bizarre event was just one of the many that were played at the Redneck Games in East Dublin, Georgia from 1996 to 2012. These games began when the general manager of a local radio station, who went by the name Elbow, started the Redneck Games as a way to help children in need. Over the years, the games helped raise money and attention for charities such as the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Other odd events at these games included seed spitting, armpit serenade, and even dumpster diving. Well, at least the contestants won a trophy, right? Sure, if you consider half a crushed empty beer can a trophy. Number 8, the Battle of the Oranges. This is a famous festival in the northern Italian city of Ivrea, which has the long-standing tradition of throwing oranges between several organized groups of people. It just so happens to be the largest food fight in all of the country. The festival's emergence is quite unclear, but the most popular theory is that it's supposed to commemorate when the city rose up against an evil duke in either the 12th or 13th century. Number 7, the Cheese Rolling Competition. The Cooper's Hill Cheese Rolling and Wake is a yearly tradition that takes place on the spring bank holiday at Cooper's Hill that is just close to Gloucester, England. This competition was once done by the townspeople of the local village of Brockworth. However, individuals from all over the world come by to take part in this event. Why? Back in 2013, a Japanese and an American man both took first place in one of the 4 races that are held. Basically, a 9-pound double Gloucester cheese gets thrown down a hill, which is now replaced by a foam replica for safety reasons, and the first person down the hill wins the cheese. Number 6, the World's Ugliest Dog Competition. This contest is held each year in Petaluma, California, as one of the events at the Sonoma Marin Fair in order to crown which one of the contestants is the ugliest. Usually taking place in the last week of June, the winning dog will not only be given the title of the world's ugliest dog, their owner will also be receiving a giant check for $1,000 and a shiny trophy. There happens to be a large presence of media coverage, and it's estimated that up to 2,000 to 3,000 people come to see the event at the fairgrounds. In the photo below is the 2015 champion, Quasimodo, a 10-year-old Dutch Shepherd and Pit Bull mix who won for his shortened size due to missing half of his spine. Number 5, the Gurning Competition. A gurn is actually the British word for making a distorted facial expression. So yes, this is a competition where people make faces. In fact, gurning competitions are a rural English tradition, but the most famous one is held at the Egremont Crab Fair. This can be traced back all the way to 1267, and that is the same place where the World Championships take place. In most gurning contests, the individual has to try and frame their face through the opening of a horse collar. The people who have the greatest advantage in this sport are those who have no teeth, as they can move their jaw further upwards. This means the elderly and the toothless are favored to win at this odd sport. Number 4, baby crawling competitions. Racing babies is in fact pretty popular in Japan. Last year, November of 2015, more than 600 Japanese babies made a new world record for the world's largest crawling competition and shattered the old record of 451 babies. The event took place in Yokohama City, which is located just outside of Tokyo. The ages ranged from 6 to 16 months old that had to crawl a distance of almost 10 feet. The winner of the competition was given a digital camera on a headset so that they could take hands-free photos of their baby. These events are taken pretty seriously, as a 10-month-old baby in Minnesota was disqualified for racing within unapproved method of crawling. Number 3. The baby jumping competition. Baby jumping, or as it's known in Spanish, el colacho, happens to be a traditional holiday in Spain that can be traced all the way back to 1620 and is celebrated yearly. What happens is men dress up in yellow and red jumpsuits, which symbolizes them being the devil, and jump over babies that were born in the past year. The babies are laid throughout the streets of Corpus Christi Burgos on a mattress while the men jump over them, holding large whips and even larger castanets. This is believed to cleanse the baby of original sin and give them safety as they pass through life. The event is celebrated during a week-long festival. Number 2. The extreme ironing competition. Also referred to as EI, this extreme form of ironing is not only a sport but also a form of performance art where people iron clothes in the most bizarre locations. As stated by the Extreme Ironing Bureau, this sport is, quote, the latest danger sport that combines the thrills of an extreme outdoor activity with the satisfaction of a well-pressed shirt. The media has given this sport lots of attention, solely based on whether or not this is considered as a real sport. A few examples include people traveling to mountainsides or even underwater, as seen in the following photo. One person even decided to try this while skydiving.
And now for number 1. But first, be sure to subscribe for new videos every day.
The chess boxing competition. This strange hybrid sport combines two traditional sports that include not only muscle power, but brain power as well. Each round alternately switches from one sport to the other, and so on. Chess boxing was initially just a piece of performance art that was created by a Dutch artist. Instead, it evolved into a full-fledged sport that is widely popular in Great Britain, Russia, Germany, and India. It was in 2003 that the first World Championship took place.